And we're back for another episode. In this episode, we're going to be doing Saint Mocianne Arboretum Hard mode. And as always, hello from Mithrie. So let's go. Let's see what this dungeon is like. So let's get rid of my roulettes. And let's go straight in. In order to get into this dungeon, you need to be level 70 and have an item level of 340 plus. So let's go. Okay. So I've never done this dungeon before. I just thought I'll get it out of the way. I mean, we did the original Saint Mocianne ages ago, but this is the first time doing the hard mode. Cool. Okay, so let's get up shield off. Okay, so I mean the gear I'm using the 380 crafted gear. What I'm doing at the moment is I'm leveling up all classes to 70 to get ready for Shadowbringers, and I thought I'd just unlock all the content as well. Okay, let's go. And I finally finished off Dark Knight to 70 as well today, so I'm really happy. And thank you guys for supporting my old YouTube videos that I'm still uploading. By the time you see this video, all of the other videos should have been uploaded, so thank you guys. And more content on the way in Shadowbringers. So I feel the volume's a bit high. The volume down to a more reasonable level. There we go. That should be better. Okay, so it shouldn't be as deafening. Okay, let's go. So, as well guys, thank you for supporting my Shadowbringers prep guide. I'm glad you're liking it so much. Hope it was useful for you. I do tend to do a pre-expansion grind or prep guide. Just to help you guys out. I share my experience of MMOs because I've been playing MMOs now since the launch of Final Fantasy XIV. Which is a long time now. Probably more than 15 years I've been playing MMO specifically. Okay, let's go. So guys, tell me in the comments down below as well, what have you been doing to get ready for the expansion? Are you ready for the expansion? Have you taken a break from 14? Are you coming back? Are you a WoW refugee? Are you looking forward to WoW Classic? Like, let me know your thoughts of the game and how it's working out. Because between Final Fantasy and World of Warcraft, I haven't really put any serious time in any other MMO. It's either been Final Fantasy XI, World of Warcraft, or Final Fantasy XIV. I did play a few other MMOs like I said, Rift and Aeon and MMOs like that. I played a little bit of Bless Online. I played quite a lot of Blade and Soul. I actually really enjoyed Blade and Soul, but nowhere near as much time in any other MMO compared to Final Fantasy and World of Warcraft. Okay, let's go. Sorry, I'm seduced or charmed. There we go. I remember, like, in Final Fantasy XI, I think you could only do Spirits Within if you had the Dynamis Relic, I think. And if you could do it, then you were really, really OP. Back when Dynamis relics were like only one person, like Link Shell had one. Okay, cool. I think I only ever came across maybe 2 people back in the early days of Final Fantasy XI that had the Dynamis relic, but when I saw them, I was like, oh my god. Because I remember as well that in order to get the relics, you would need the 10,000 gil currency of the ancient currency that you can only get in Dynamis. And you would have to have the entire Link Shell work with you in order to get it. I'll play Final Fantasy XI again. But coming back to this video and more relevant, like, I hope you guys have been having fun with this game as well. Please check out my old videos. This is probably episode 1300 or even more. I do have more than 1300 episodes now of Final Fantasy XIV on my YouTube channel. I do have a lot of guides for crafting and gathering, and of different styles. Some will help you with if you want to do it alone, some will help you power leveling it, and so on. So I cater to both styles of gameplay. Okay, let's go. But Paladin is my main. Whether it will still be my main in Shadowbringers, we'll see. I do want to check out Gunbreaker, because I do love just tanking as a role generally. As you can see, I've already leveled up all of my tanks to 70, because I like tanking that much. For me, it's empowering to be a tank, that's for sure. Because I could be effectively the dirt between this monster's toes, and yet I can still handle the damage it's outplaying, and that feels great. I've sort of got into tanking back in World of Warcraft because the bosses in that game were especially huge. So you were like the dirt between their toes in that regard. I was almost expecting him to say sloppy with that mechanic he just did. Okay, there's no avoiding that. Let's rotate cooldowns just for the sake of the healer. Even if it's not necessary, it's nice to do the healers a favor by not doing much, taking much damage. I do remember one time I was doing, I think it was like Binding Coil turn 8 or 9, I can't remember which one, and I wasn't rotating my cooldowns, and another Paladin told me off. She took me through the entire process of how to rotate cooldowns as a tank. It's quite funny. But I learned something that day, that's for sure. So rotating cooldowns just mean just use one at a time. When it expires, use another. When it expires, use another. That's it. Okay, done. First boss is finished. Easy mode. Let's do the next one. What I'm trying to do as well before Stormblood is I'm trying to empty my quest list. I'll assume I was supposed to jump off this cliff. Ow! My feet! Okay, let's go. Awesome sauce. Let's just double pull for no reason before it aggroes. Rotating cooldowns for the sake of it. Let's build up some more threat on the other guy before anyone steals threat. We just rotate him. Interesting. So the mob turned from a flan into a sprout, and now it's back as a flan again. That's interesting. I wonder what that means, if it has any sort of significance. I find the music in this zone really weird. Let's see. Probably focus on flans when they're transformed. Why not? Ah, the leeches. These are direct model copies from Final Fantasy XI. Just different color scheme. Final Fantasy XI, they used to be pinkish red. And okay, done. And they've added all these gates to stop parties, like pulling the entire dungeon in one go and just AoEing it all down. So it'll force you more to take your time. And who knows the reason why? Is it because of server performance, or is it just people were just clearing dungeons too quickly and it was putting a strain on the instance server? Let's rotate cooldowns. As a tank, the second you notice that you've lost threat with one monster, pull it. Okay, next. And one bonus flash for good luck. Or is it to just keep people playing longer? And if it is to keep people playing longer, it's probably just so that, again, the dungeon queue doesn't get strained as much. I'm sure setting up, from technology terms, setting up a new instance is probably more effort than just having one going for a while. Because when you set up a new one, you probably have to set up a new instance ID, assign processing power to it, and so on and so on and so on. Just talking from a nerd point of view. Of course, I'll assume everyone watching this video is a programmer who specializes in multi-threaded support and memory optimization. Seems obvious, right? Okay, time for boss number 2. So what does this girlie do? I guess we'll see. Watch the arrows. Okay. Let's do it. Okay. We'll see which way the arrows come from. Let's rotate cooldowns. Fair enough. Let's reset the boss back to where she belongs. Front and center. Let's take some more cooldowns. And look away. Okay. Nice. So I do pay attention to where the golems are. More cooldowns. So like I said, I'm always trying to do the healers favors, even if it's absolutely unnecessary. Because the less the healers have to do, the more they can focus on assisting DPS. Go. Almost took me a second to work out where to go just then. Okay, done. Next. I wish there was a pass all button. Okay, let's go. It's a nice dungeon. I mean, the music is a bit weird, if you can even call it music. Okay. Let's go. I always double flash even if it's just, again, not necessary. It's just things I've picked up over the years as a Paladin tank. Okay, done. Sorry, I didn't have Circle of Scorn up. My bad. On a bonus flash. Okay, let's keep going this way. Again, rotate cooldowns. Ah, rinse them off. Okay. Let's do that. Ooh, pretty. Thanks, team. Didn't notice that. Okay, so let's keep going. We're heading now very quickly to the last boss. The nice thing as well in this game is that the dungeons are quite short. So 20 minutes, 10-20 minutes is usually all you need to finish a dungeon. And okay, come on. Nice. Okay, I'm assuming that we're now heading towards... We probably have like one more fight and we're done. Or even, yeah, we don't even have the one more fight. How about that? So last boss time. There we go. So I got the achievement because I said I've never done this dungeon before. So, roar. Okay, be wary. This is a great mighty pool. A great mighty pool, yeah. Like, I would sing Mr. Hanky, but I might get a copyright strike, so I won't. What if you can actually fall off the edge? Ew. I'm assuming that we'll have a way to rinse them off at some point. Ow. I don't know if we're supposed to put these far away like this, but let's just go with it. Let's assume we need to. Obviously, as a paladin, if you heal someone else, then you get good healing back as well. So rotate our cooldowns. Oh, okay, so standing on these platforms means you don't get thrown in the air. Oh, I see. So you don't want to let that sludge build up on the platforms. You want it to go through the gap. Okay, it makes more sense now. It makes more sense. I'm learning something as I go. So you go here because you don't want it to be on the platforms. Okay. But when something is sludging underneath, then you want to stand on the platforms to avoid damage. A mud pie. Ooh. You're nearly there. 15% to go. Okay. Let the sludge fall. He's nearly dead. 3%, 2%, 1%, and yeah, done. Easy mode. Easy dungeon. So let's see what the ending quest is. Awesome. Okay, let's get out of here. Pass. Exit. Exit. Okay, let's finish off the quest. And that's it for this one. Okay, so let's see what Sawney has to say. So, fresh air at last. I tell you, it's calmer than a goblin's arse crack in there. Sorry, clammier, not calmer. I got out a few moments ago, but I won't be going back in anytime soon. I saw that you'd cleared a path for Midnight Dew and Egypt, though hopefully they'll be on their way back about now. Okay, cutscene. So, sorry to have kept you waiting. So, Mithrie, I was very impressed by the way you tackled all that bothersome foliage. And thanks to you, we now know the truth of the gloopy substance. So, you see, the research materials we found mention a concoction for rapidly turning plant matter into compost. It seems the mud was used to cultivate the ingredients for the formula. According to the Charlian reports, well, I'll spare you the details of its botanical jargon. Let's just say the mud makes seedkin, in a word, angry. Growth formula for plants is all well and good, unless they're the sort that's liable to bite your bloody head off. Yes, I'm surprised the Charlians didn't keep it in a safer place. In any case, we can use their findings to breathe new life into the soil of Dravania. As for the seedkin, a little water washes the mud right off. Allow me to demonstrate. Lol. Nice. They must have had fun making those sound effects. So a shame you can't wash that stupid expression off its face as well. How about a bit of pruning instead? They're both rude. How dare you be rude, Mithrie. I'm with Mithrie on this one. Covered in muck or not, it's a bleeding nuisance either way. Now, leave the poor thing alone. I'm sure it will behave itself. And more importantly, it looks like we found a way to improve our dwindling harvests. And we couldn't have done it without you, Mithrie. I'll make sure that when the locals start tucking into those lovely crops, they'll know who to thank. Cool. So that's complete. So that dungeon is done. So anyway guys, that's it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and as always, goodbye from me and goodbye from Mithrie. Bye guys.